Hey everyone, welcome to another video. I hope you're all doing well. I hope the first week of January was really good and 2024 is treating you very nicely. So today I want to talk about the transits of Rahu and Saturn for the year of 2024. Because very soon in 2025, Saturn and Rahu are coming together in same sign, that is Pisces. But in 2024 also, they're up to something and we really need to see that because they are coming closer. Rahu, we know it's always that in the retrograde motion. So it's right now in Pisces, it's moving towards Aquarius, and we know Saturn is in Aquarius and it's moving towards the Pisces. So yeah, they're coming closer, they're coming near to each other, and a lot of changes may happen in the houses where they are right now. Okay, so those two consecutive houses, Saturn in Aquarius, Rahu in Pisces, in your chart, wherever they are right now, you will see some big changes, or you will have this urgency to deal with those matters with a lot of structure and discipline. See how Rahu works. Rahu is about illusion. Rahu wants everything so quickly, the desires and so on. And Rahu in Pisces brings the need to quickly deal with something, a situation which we have to seal, a situation which we have to complete and get rid of to bring some closure to that situation. A cycle needs to be completed there. And Saturn will help you to deal with that situation with a lot of structure and discipline. Okay, so that the same thing doesn't happen again in your journey. You don't have to deal with the same situation. So Rahu brings the need to deal with the situation quickly, and for that you have to tap into your wisdom. And Saturn also is bringing so much of rich lessons and experiences you have collected. So when you work towards those matters, those mistakes will never happen again. That pattern you're dealing with will never happen again. You're fixing it forever. It's like you're getting rid of the most difficult challenge of your journey, and you mature from here. Remember, these are the last two signs, Aquarius and Pisces, and eventually they will meet in Pisces, which is about your feet. And I think I have mentioned this in one of my video. It's a video on 3 nakshatras, Purva Bhadrapada, Uttara Bhadrapada and Revati, that our feet is a symbol of wisdom. Wherever we go, whatever we do, whatever we experience, we're just moving, and our feet is the signal, the sign, whatever you want to say, which is about so much information collected, so much wisdom we have collected. So yeah, I wanted to say signal because, you know, Saturn and Rahu coming together towards each other, it's a beacon of change, which means a signal of change. High time that you make these important changes with respect to these two houses, so that you learn something, you can sustain something about your life, and it's like face it and make it happen. So some huge change will happen for each one of us with these two transits. 2024 is dedicated to, you know, Saturn, Rahu coming closer, and eventually they will meet in Pisces. But let's see for each and every sign, each and every ascendant, how these transits are working for you, what needs to be changed, and how you grow from here. Let's have a look. For Aries in 2024, Saturn is in Aquarius 11th house, Rahu in Pisces, that is your 12th house. The change which you're gonna see is regarding your judgment, regarding how you reach to a conclusion, to a decision in life. This is the area where you have to learn the most. See, Rahu in the 12th house, as it is moving towards Aquarius, it's moving towards your 11th house. You may overlook a lot of things regarding your people, regarding your friendships, your networks, people. And what Saturn wants to tell you here as it moves towards Pisces, towards the 12th house, it wants you to see things in depth. Don't reach to any quick conclusion. Even if it's the matter of finances, your work opportunities, any kind of a quick, impulsive decision should not be there. You have to learn to understand the difference between what is actually happening there, the truth, and what is your perception about something. So when you act with the perception, you act with the preconceived notion, it may bring challenges for you. That is the play of Rahu and Saturn aligned in a 212 position in the 12th and the 11th house axis. Clarity with respect to where you are going in life, clarity with respect to the decisions you are making, and make these decisions very slowly, patiently. Observe everything, read everything, see the situations and the people for what they are, not what you want to feel, what you want to see. And then you will be able to create a beautiful path for you. There's a lot about the people I see for Aries. Okay, what are people I want for myself in the future? Who will be the person or the people who will be with me in the future? Or rather, I should leave this circle and go forward and do things all alone. You don't have to do everything all alone, but you must learn to be on your own. That is very significant here. So, yeah, this is the major thing for Aries, that see things the way they are, and that acceptance should come to you regarding the situations. And then you see the massive strength you will feel within you. And this is also for a lot of people, some kind of a cycle ends with the profession. No, I'm not saying that um, you're not working beyond this, or you're going to lose your job, but you have reached to a level of growth. You have reached to a level of achievements, and now from here you have to change your path. You have to start again on a new level. Like you reach to 100, now you have to go to 200. So a lot changes from here. Something saturates for you with respect to the profession and the success, and again you restart to reach to the higher um, limits, higher I would say success. For Taurus, in the 2024, Saturn in Aquarius 10th house, Rahu in Pisces, which is your 11th house. So I think the major theme for you is your career path, your ambitions, the success you want, the growth you want, the fulfillment you want in your journey. So what's happening here is Rahu in the 11th house wants quick, instant results. It's not just about your profession, but in every aspect of life. You want to know, okay, is it right or wrong? Is it black or white? You want decisions, you want answers in a very clear cut manner. You want success instantly. But if Rahu is looking for that, those moments of instant answers and success, Saturn brings that resistance. It limits you from getting that gain or success very quickly. So because of these placements, you may be in a rush to complete certain things, but time to time you're going back and you have to correct something, do something again. So whatever achievement you're waiting for, that result you're waiting for, you will get it, but it may take some time because this dual alignment of Saturn and Rahu in this 10th and 11th house is about learning not to repeat certain mistakes, learning not to repeat a certain way of working. Maybe it's not a mistake, but certain way of doing things in life which doesn't work for you. So you have to go back and look what went wrong. How can I correct myself? How can I improve myself? So that is what Saturn is doing. And once you learn that, you will see that success you're waiting for. There's more than what you expected. But learning to, embrace um, that time when everything slows down and learning to be patient, this is what you have to go through here. And this is the sign of change. This is what you require the most on a very soul level as well. And also, Rahu in the 11th house of networks and friendships. This is also about, you know, you are just carried away with the emotions of other people. So you have to stop and see. Again, the Saturn's resistance is, do you truly believe in what others are doing? Like, they have certain mindset, they have certain values. So do you go along with them? Do you agree with them, or just for the sake of the relationship or the friendship you just blindly continuing with these people? So breaking that pattern again is happening here, where you align with those people, you are with those people who have something in common. Or it could be the other way, that you have very different people around you and you're learning to work on those bonds. Even if there is difference, you're working along with them. But definitely something doesn't works here with respect to the networks, the people, the friendships, because the purpose is different for you and for these people. So there is change here with respect to friendships as well. Being with those people who truly value you, this is also um, you'll be doing at this time. For Gemini, in 2024, Saturn in the 9,000 Aquarius, Rahu in the 10,000 Pisces. That's about the wisdom. This year is about how much do you trust yourself? Because see, Saturn in the ninth house of your spiritual path. This is the house from where you learn so many lessons, not just the spiritual lessons, but all those important lessons which really transform you into a more wise person, a very spiritual, aware person, awareness of self, your positive strengths and your weaknesses as well, and how you overcome the challenges. So Saturn here brings certain situations for you this year where you will beautifully overcome these challenges, but these are the very hard lessons you are learning about life. And I think Saturn also here is telling you that certain areas of life, certain situations, you have to walk the path all alone. You can't be with everyone. You cannot be with people at that very same level. They have their own things to do. You have your own things to do. So there's certain areas where I think your friendships will do get better. But even with those friendships, certain places, certain phases of life here, you have to walk alone. So you're learning that, and with that, you become more self aware and strong. And what Rahu is doing, um, it just takes your mind to so many things. I want to do this and that regarding the career. You want to take a risk here. You want to indulge into multiple things. You want to, it's like doing two things altogether. So maybe at the professional front, you're doing a lot of different roles, you have different responsibilities, and initially you may enjoy it, but at the end of it, you will be, oh no, this is not working for me. What is my role here? What am I doing here? What's my speciality? That kind of question might be there. For some people, it is about learning a lot of multiple things, learning so much with respect to spirituality and your profession as well. A lot of experiences here, like trying and testing method in the career. Okay, you are doing that. A lot of experimentation is happening here, but remember how the Saturn Rahu are aligned in a 212 alignment in the ninth and the 10th house. This could be also about learning to trust your actions, because Saturn is like, okay, I learned this lesson, this is so good, this is, I explored a quality of mine, so now I'll use it, I'll do something special. Now you're doing that, but deep within in your mind there is a doubt whether this work of mine, this new version of me, will be accepted by others or not. So what you deliver to the world, whatever you are doing, there is a doubt, doing things with a sense of doubt. Will it be accepted or not? But if you follow this ideology, then you will limit yourself from great treasures of life. So do things with great confidence. This is what you have to learn, and do not always be in fear of what will happen, what will be the consequence of what change I'm bringing in myself. The change you're bringing in yourself is for your betterment, and whether the world accepts you or not, you should not think about it. It could also be a lot of travel for Gemini people happening in this 1 year, which brings a lot of fulfillment, answers, and happiness for you. For Cancer, Saturn this year is in Aquarius, which is your eighth house, and then we have Rahu in the ninth house in Pisces. So, having these placements in a 212 alignment in these houses, this is about something regarding the past blocking you to have a better vision for the future. Rahu in the ninth house, it will bring excellent opportunities, I have no doubt. But along with that, Rahu brings that fog, that visibility is not so great. Whether I will be able to make the best use of this opportunity, what is the future when I agree for this, when I grab this opportunity. Because why there is so much of fogginess? Because deep within, I would say, there is a lot of there's a lot of confusion, and this confusion also comes through Saturn. Saturn in your chart rules the seventh and the eighth house. So how the people have shown you a certain image about you, how they have treated you, especially in the matters of love, partnerships, and even the past experiences of certain bonds with people, friendships. This brings so much of weight on you that if you don't remove those layers of memories, how would you be able to use your future opportunities? So, this is what is happening. Rahu is bringing great opportunities. I know you might not be exactly be able to see what that what that opportunity will do for you, but you must grab those opportunities, because ninth house is the house of faith, and then there is Rahu there in Pisces. You have to choose a path. Either it's left or right, either you flow with the flow of the water, the flow of river, the direction where it's going, either you flow against it. But a decision has to be made for the Cancer people, that I commit to myself and I am just going forward. In this entire transit, as Rahu is, rushing towards Aquarius, towards your eighth house, and Saturn is moving towards your ninth, you may see, a lot of, I would say, obstacles, and these are all internal obstacles, because you're constantly looking back. What has happened? What were you feeling? But Saturn here wants you to now uh, limit yourself to um, your own journey, like creating a boundary from people, and just see what good you can do for yourself. I know Saturn is about working for others, the society, but being the eighth lord in the eighth house, this is you committing to first self, restricting others to enter into your zone and make you confused. So that change will happen. You're now shifting your focus on the better things of life, and learning to also be very confident about your decisions. This is what you will see. And a lot of disconnection happens in this particular year, disconnecting with people. And also with the Rahu in the ninth house, learn to focus on one thing at one time here. Your mind may be into a lot of things. I can do this and that and so on. But yes, you have to focus on one thing. Take a decision. Some important decision needs to be taken here in this transit. For Leo, this year, Saturn is in Aquarius, your seventh house, Rahu in Pisces, which is your eighth house. The theme over here is your relationships, what you share with people. Here, Rahu can bring certain situations where you may overshare with a lot of people. What you want, what are your dreams, what you expect, and it's like revealing a lot of secrets to other people. And what the Saturn here is doing, it wants you to limit what you share with others. And how much do you share yourself with other people? Because the Rahu's quest here is to develop some great intimacy with people. Rahu can instantly also bring a connection, a love connection for you out of nowhere. But how much you want to risk it, how much you want to share a part of you, share your information. Because certain things which you may say about yourself may be used against you as well at this time. So Saturn here wants you to limit that oversharing. And the seventh house is about give and take. Seventh house is about the balance, but the eighth house is about upheaval. Okay, they're very opposite houses. So again, you have to create a balance in your love life. You have to create a balance in your partnerships. This is what you are learning this year, is to not to give too much to others, because you expect that this would bring a lot of love in your life. This would change others and how they view you. No. Instead, doing more than what is required may invite opportunistic people for you. That is the thing which you have to focus on. And further, with this alignment of Saturn and Rahu in a 212 alignment in the 7th and the 8th house, this could also be certain people trying to come back to you during this time period, like certain known people, a certain friend or a love connection, certain bonds where things were not clear, something was pending. So these people coming back and trying to find a certain closure, trying to find a certain settlement between you and these people. That process is happening here, and it's very intense for the Leos. So what's Saturn? Because Saturn here limits everything, right? And Rahu is, I want to go beyond those limits. So there is this need to be with people. There is a need to be to have a very intimate connection. You want that emotional intimacy, mentally being close to someone. This is what you may feel at this time. But also when you get into this intimacy, you will also learn a lot of lessons from this particular person or people at this time. How much you have to give, how much you have to share, so that you can have a very healthy partnership. And also a part of it, I think, is about also teaching other people, telling them how you need to be treated. I think a very important theme of this year is to tell people, tell the world what you want, what you require in a relationship. For Virgo, in 2024, Saturn continues its journey from Aquarius, and Rahu in the 7th house in Pisces. They are in a 212 alignment. So, with Rahu here in the 7th house, there's definitely a dream to acquire great things, to some kind of wish fulfillment. It could be a better place to live, it could be a good work opportunity, it could be simply you having a great influence on the world through your work, through your wisdom, through your success. You want to influence, you want to show the world how amazing you are, and there is nothing wrong with it. Maybe it could be about developing a strong bond with a significant person. This is what you may desire. But the Saturn in the 6th house creates a lot of blockage. Firstly, Saturn being in the house of obstacles. Yes, it's the 6th lord in the 6th house. So there will be obstacles, but surely this placement, this transit also indicates that you have the power to overcome these challenges, and you will certainly do that. But Saturn creates a lot of external and internal obstacles for you. And then the Rahu here is in a rush that I want to achieve the world, I want to do this and that, I want great things in life. Or it's just about the rush to fulfill a certain dream. But Saturn limits it, Saturn creates that obstacle. It's because that maybe you have to work a lot on self before you reach to that destination. There is a reason Saturn brings obstacles here. So there can be external obstacles which may come to you as work challenges. You have a lot of work pressure. You may have too much of competition. It could be just, you doing your work nicely, but there's a lot to do. And sometimes you feel so drained. And it could be that you're planning something and then you see obstacles in executing that work. So these kind of obstacles are definitely there, or simply being, interrupted by someone else asking questions to you why you are following this, doing that. So external challenges, and which may drain your motivation and positivity sometimes. But the other challenge is the internal one, where, okay, Rahu shows a dream, a distant dream you have, but the Saturn says that um, no, you don't want that. You should not get that, because in this process you have to risk a lot for this. So internal struggles are also there, that you think that, okay, I don't deserve this in my life, or you want these things, you want that success, but you think that it will change a lot in your journey. You have to lose a lot to reach to that destination, to reach to that success, that level of happiness. So internal limitations are also there with this transit. But the theme of this year is to go beyond these limitations and chase your dreams. Now, the Saturn Rahu alignment in the sixth and the seventh house will create some challenges in the matters of love and partnerships as well, where to reach to that same page, to reach to that same conclusion, to reach to some kind of agreement is difficult, because you're dealing with someone who is absolutely opposite with respect to the opinions you have, with respect to the desires you have. So there's a lot of work required in your partnerships. For Libra, in 2024, Saturn continues its journey from Aquarius, which is your fifth house, and then there is Rahu in Pisces in the sixth house. Now, Rahu, we know it's about quick growth. We want quick growth, we want quick answers, we want quick achievements. So, with Saturn being in a house which is about the fruits of the past life, it's about the good and bad we did and the results coming to us. This is the house of sun, which is also about our soul. This house deeply impacts our happiness. This house is about joy. So Saturn's transit here is about patiently waiting for great things to come in your life. You're definitely learning about the waiting period with this transit of Saturn. And what Rahu in Pisces is doing, it brings that rush to achieve things. The desire needs to be fulfilled quickly. Getting into this competitive environment where when you see others are doing maybe better, they are getting that opportunity in a very quick manner. What you wanted, someone else is achieving that, or simply there is too much of competition and race to get things done quickly. So it's the external influence which is pushing you to get things done quickly. But Saturn here wants you to learn about every individual have their own timing, like the seasons. You must learn about seasons. You must learn about, you are in a certain stage of life, and this is what you're learning and going through, experiencing it. And then the next phase will also come when you will have the major success. You will have what you want. You may actually do much better than you were expecting. So Saturn in the fifth house creates the waiting period, and the Rahu wants to rush into the competition, quickly doing things and getting what you want. So it creates that hunger to achieve more. But Saturn is thinking long term here. What you can have with yourself for a long period of time, that kind of success, that kind of way of living. So yeah, this is what is happening with Saturn Rahu in a 212 alignment in the fifth and your sixth house. And also, this is about breaking away from a certain habit which is very old in you, or simply getting rid of a certain pattern, learning to act differently in that very same situation which happens to you again and again. This time, you must change your action, you must change your reaction and your thinking process. This could be with your loved ones, the relatives. This could be a theme which is constantly happening with your children. This could also be a theme which is happening in the matters of love, because Rahu do indicate here that there will be some conflict between you and the other person. In the matters of love, it does show some kind of opposition, or not even opposition, but people with very different mindsets, and you're learning to be on the same page. And also, for Libra, there's a deep desire to create something. Since Saturn in the fifth house, this is about giving birth to something new in your life. It could be a new way of living, it could be a new business, it could be a new career, it could be anything, but you want to do it so badly. And then Rahu in the sixth house brings other people's drama, other people's battles in your life. You have to engage into what others are doing, what others want you to engage in their lives. But you don't have to do it. Saturn shows cut away those challenges. You don't have the time to allow other people to mess with your decisions, your life, your time. So you have to use your time very preciously here. For Scorpio, in 2024, Saturn continues its journey in Aquarius, fourth house, Rahu in Pisces, which is your fifth house. So, this 212 alignment of Saturn Rahu in the fourth and the fifth house, this is about turning the tables. This is about changing the way you view life, the way you do things, deep internal change in how you deal with the situation. Your true qualities, you have certain qualities, right? Certain qualities you are aware of, and there's certain things which you're not aware of, but people can see those things in your actions, in your behavior. So these transits will bring more awareness of certain areas of your psychology, certain areas of your life, where you will meet yourself, you will know more about yourself. There's certain aspects of you which are not good and healthy for your own self. This is what you are learning. And I've always said the fourth and fifth house are so significant with respect to the childhood and the psychology we create for the future. So, from here also, you can see that in this year, you may change your life in a very different manner. It's like changing your belief system, changing how you deal with things. No longer you're sticking to the old ways of working. You know, uh, you know that the change is required. Certain ways, certain methods were literally forced on you. You must act like this. Conditioning, I would say. So that needs to go away, and it will go in this particular year. You see yourself more mature, and with that maturity, you learn new ways to deal with life, to take your decisions. So that old you is going away from here, because because the Saturn in the fourth house right now, certain emotional challenges are there with your very own people, where you have this emotional bond, or where you think that you expect this emotional intimacy and support from these people, and when you face that challenge here, not getting enough support, you see a lot of maturity coming into yourself, and you further stop depending on those people, and you will find new ways to be happy, to be more confident. You'll find many more ways through which you can get that inspiration to move forward in life. And see, Rahu in the fifth house in Pisces seeks so much of joy and happiness here. This is the house of sun, where this is about your soul. This is about what good you have within yourself, what negative also you have within yourself. And when Rahu reaches to this house, it takes you to such situations, it brings such people in your life that you grow tremendously. No longer a certain fear will challenge you, because you will go beyond that fear and that challenge. This could also be you trying to be in certain relationship or a bond, because you're afraid of moving beyond that relationship. What if I lose this person or these people, significant people? But in that fear, you are losing a lot with respect to your work, with respect to your dreams and goals. So this is also breaking away from those people and living your life in a very adventurous way and just moving forward. Because Saturn Rahu here in the fourth and fifth house shows trying to break away from certain emotional connections, because you feel as if you won't have better people in the future. Loss of security, that is your biggest fear. But anyway, you break that barrier and you live your life beautifully. And Rahu also helps here to tap into your very deep subconscious, recognizing your talents, recognizing your abilities here. That awareness will come to you. The Sagittarius in 2024, Saturn in the third house in Aquarius, Rahu in the fourth house in Pisces. So Saturn and Rahu in a 212 alignment in the third and the fourth house. This year, you are committing to yourself. You're taking charge of your own self. There's so much of courage which you will develop. Having faith in your decisions, having that clarity, trusting your decisions, trusting your work you are doing, that is the most significant change you will see. See, Saturn in the third house of courage, this is the house of taking decisions and how firm you are with your decisions. Whereas on one hand, Saturn puts you in a situation where now it's ultimate time to decide what to do, how to do, the plans and everything. But the Rahu in the fourth house in Pisces keeps you in doubt, it keeps you in confusion. And also your home, wherever you are living, that space you're sharing with people, or the people you call as home, the people who are very close to you, you are engaged into that place so much that your mind is into different places. There is lack of focus. Rahu brings that lack of focus. And also Rahu is in the house of moon. So it's just the daily thing, the waxing and the waning of the life. This is the nature of life, those changes which happen on a daily level. Or it could be a person's reaction towards you, a person's response to you, which brings that confusion, and you dwell on that so much that you forget to go back to your work, you forget to go back to what was your major purpose, what you wanted to do in life. So the fourth house matters, are creating some weakness or confusion or inability to take decisions, and it impacts your courage, your decision making, and to see your future, to do things for your future. It's like, okay, I'm taking care of my family, I'm taking care of my loved ones, but also every time you have to struggle and come back to self, to do things which are also important for your personal growth, your journey, your career. For a lot of people, this could also be a decision to leave the current place and move on to the next one for better work opportunities, for better way of living. It could also be living independently away from the family, learning to be independent, chasing your freedom. This is a part of this particular theme, and it's not easy. It's really not easy because a lot of courage is required to stick to those decisions, because you will always be in some kind of doubt, or simply since third and fourth house is very significant about the people around us, where we talk to them on a daily basis, they interfere a lot. Or maybe the bad experiences of those people are creating obstacles for us. When we look at these people's experiences and their challenges, we lose hope for ourselves as well. We start thinking that maybe this is what is going to happen with me as well. Or simply, this is about emerging out from the situation which was so dark for you, emerging out from a place where the people around you are not helping you to grow. Instead, they keep you in a very hopeless state. So, emerging out from that. And there are some differences with the mother. It could be the differences, it could be also because moon rules your eighth house, and then the Rahu is in the house of the moon. So it could be her health, it could be again, difference in how you both think. For Capricorn, this year, Saturn continues its journey from Aquarius, which is your second house, and Rahu is in Pisces, which is your third house. So they are in a 212 alignment in these houses. Rahu in the third house in Pisces, this is about the courage to step out of the comfort zone and do the needful, do the things you are dreaming of, do the things you wanted to. Because what Saturn is doing, since Saturn is your first lord and it's in the second house in Aquarius, it keeps you in a certain zone. Because second house is about the values, what you value the most. You might have a certain mindset, you valued certain things in life, those things were very dear to you, you wanted these things to happen in a certain manner, but you're breaking away from that because Saturn brings the lesson of what you valued, what was so dear to you, it's not working. Some things might have worked and some things never worked for you. So, like some kind of ending is there, because Saturn also looks into the eighth house as well. So, Saturn makes you stagnant with those areas of life you always wanted to change, you had a certain dream about, but it couldn't work out in that manner. And you go through that grief, you go through that stagnant phase of not leaving it behind, clinging to that and restricting yourself from the change. You know you need this change. You must embrace that change. But um, sometimes you just go back to that way of living. I wanted my life to look like this, but this is not what is happening. So I think Rahu here in the Pisces in third house is helping you to embrace and change. Since it's Pisces, yeah, two steps forward, two steps backward. This might be the theme for you in this year, but this is more of an emotional level. Rahu will actually help you to take decisions, to learn new things over here, to experiment, to try. This is the house of courage. At least you're willing to take that chance and do different things, and everything will come with that experimentation, no longer that safe route. Because being this Capricorn ascendant, you want everything to be very secure and strong. Everything should have something solid. Every step you do should be uh, good. Okay, it should not be like a huge risk. But Rahu takes you to this journey of risk and experience life. If you have certain plans, ideas, execute them. Do your best. So Rahu will push you there. So this Saturn Rahu alignment for this particular year is marking an end forever. Okay, let this finish. It couldn't happen, and now you will have something else which is more valuable to you. The values are changing. What is important for you, it is going to change. Lessons learned. And of course there's a lot of burden here with respect to home, with respect to family, doing things the way they expect you to do. Or maybe even if you're so busy, yet you need to take out time to help your loved ones. That could be also something significant. Like, how much can you give? How much can you be a part of someone else's life? This is also significant. And Rahu also helps you here to speak out. To speak out, um, the good and the bad both. Like, you won't refrain from talking negative as well. So speech needs a lot of care. Maybe you are saying the truth, but it may trigger some people. For Aquarius this year, Saturn continues its journey from Aquarius, that is the first house, and then we have Rahu in Pisces, which is your second house. So with these transits in 212 alignment in the first and second house, this is you finding a path. This is you finding ways to grow in life. You know what Saturn is doing right now? It's really bringing very tough lessons for you. And with these lessons, you're learning to be a very strong person for the years to come, the future. These lessons could be about survival. These lessons could be about your courage, your dignity. These lessons could be simply learning how to work along with the world, but along with that, how to protect yourself. Okay, so self-discovery is also a part of this particular theme, this transit. But with the Rahu 2 places away in the second house, there is not enough vision and clarity. We know that second house is also important with respect to the vision, 12th and the second. So there is some struggle with the vision, how you view your future. There is not enough clarity. It could also be second house is about the resources and the wealth and the values, the abundance we have. So you might be in doubt regarding your resources for the future. I have a certain plan, but I don't have the resources. What about the resources? How will I get those things? Or simply you have a certain idea, a way of living. I want to create a family. I want to live in a certain way. I want something for my family. But how will I do it, as I don't have that resources, I don't have that power, I don't have a solid plan, because right now I'm in this particular state. So what you are learning this year is to just navigate with what you have right now, the present moment. Rahu will bring the abundance, Rahu, but it's giving you a lot of uncertainty, especially I do see with money, or it's just what you need to sustain in this life, what you need to have um, to maintain a way of living. You're very unsure of that, how will it happen. But this is what you are learning, is just to one step at one time, you learn to move forward despite of overthinking about the future. Just trusting the now, and trusting your hard work, trusting what you are doing, because a major part of this transit of Saturn is also trusting your actions. And also um, change certain ways of working, change certain areas of your life which are not working for you, because Saturn in Aquarius is itself about getting rid or moving away from certain fears of life. These fears are mostly regarding the money, what you can acquire with respect to the material resources, getting away from that fear of not having enough. And even if you have surplus, still there is so much of dissatisfaction. And then finding that ultimate way to have that bliss and happiness. So, this is where you are right now. And there might be some dispute with a very known person here. It could be family, someone from family, or it could be just, others wanting you to follow a path or follow what they think is important for you. But you will be the rebel here. You will fight that. So that rebel energy is very true here. You will break a certain rule. You will break a certain way of living, what your family think is right. For Pisces, Saturn continues its journey in Aquarius, started the 12th house, and then there is Rahu in Pisces, which is your first house. So Saturn, Rahu in total alignment in the 12th and the first house. The change here is to learn to be very powerful, to be on your own feet. Because Saturn brings this limitation, the need to escape the world, the need to be silent, the need to, hide yourself somewhere. But Rahu here is like, okay, you want to create something, okay, you want to grow, you have to face this world, you have to face everyone. It's like, if you're weak, you're very, very weak, show that you're very strong. That play of Rahu is there. You have to change your forms, you have to change yourself from time to time, situation to situation. When you're among with such people who are underestimating you, show them how powerful you are. Even if it's so difficult from within to, find that courage and strength, you have to show your very brave face to everyone. Or learning, because these placements are happening in the first and 12th house, learning when to face situations, when to fight for, and learning when to retreat back and just focus on yourself. You don't have to indulge into those situations. So this is what you have to learn. But definitely, this year is about stability with respect to money, with respect to career, with respect to how you feel about yourself, how confident you are, learning to be on that. Um, I would say learning to be on your feet, learning to be very wise, using your wisdom, not doubting it. Whatever you have learned from life, learning to use it beautifully. Trust that wisdom, trust the experiences you have gone through and what you have learned. Because with Saturn comes a tendency of sticking to only the bad experiences and just focusing on what bad happened, the pain. But Rahu shows here that you can also pick up the lessons from here and continue to move forward. You have to focus on what you gained as strength when you faced these situations. You are definitely, in the spotlight this year with the Rahu in the first house. You are in spotlight at the work front. You're in the spotlight in your family life. People looking at you. What is your next action? And your next action is experiencing this life, a lot of new experiences, learning. You don't have to be fixated towards one thing. You don't have to uh, be stuck on one thing. Oh, it's not working for me, so let me push it, let me do it, I will. But do that, but do different things as well, experiencing life. And then eventually you will find one path. Eventually you will find more clarity if you don't have clarity right now. You may even get bored very easily this year. So that's why that boredom is taking you to different places. Maybe travel is there, maybe you're engaging into different um, activities, hobbies, meeting new people. Maybe at the work front, you're absolutely trying a new work role, which is very different from what you were doing. So that kind of changes are happening, going beyond that that zone where you are hidden because you don't want to experience life. But Rahu brings that need of change and to see things with a different perspective.